Hello, everybody. Eric here with a weekly wrap up for August 31st through September 6th. And let's see, on my channel, on Monday, I reviewed The Ignored by Bentley Little. On Friday, I reviewed Magic by William Goldman. And on Wednesday, we had a reading remembrances for March of 2008. Please check out those videos. At work, quite an interesting week. Had to reject a lot of parts that came to us, and they're supposed to be QC'd. And I think they get QC'd a couple of times, different stages throughout the process. But by the time they get to us, they should be ready for us to do our job. And out of 64 or 48 or 64, we rejected over half of them, I believe, for various problems. So we did not actually get a lot done in my work area. It was a short week. We had Monday off for Labor Day. On Wednesday, I got a new person, so I had to start training them. By lunch on Friday, we were done with all the work we had, and just sort of the two trainees were just kept on training for the last couple hours of the day, and the rest of us just sort of helped them and did whatever we could find to do. But the big thing that everybody's here for, the thing these videos, these weekly wrap-up videos have become haul videos, I suppose. Before I get to that, what I read this past week. So I read Summer Never Ends 2, God's Mistake by Judith Sonnet. And then I read Chud Lives. And this is compiled by Eric S. Brown, edited by Joe Meinhardt. And this is the first book in my latest book bundle, which is 5 books, five books with something that connects them. And in this case, it's anthologies based on intellectual properties. So Chud Lives was the first one of those. Now we can get to the stuff that everybody's here for. First of all, stuff I'm not going to be able to show you because I didn't bother to drag it all over here. I went to Spirit Halloween today, and I can show you this. I got this little light up ghost. Whoops. And so he goes through colors. Can't really see that that's green, and now it's blue. It's very vivid here. And then where's it going to go? Oh, back to green. Slightly different green. Oh, you can kind of see it on my hand. Where'd the red go? It was red when I turned it on. Oh, we got purple. Yeah, you really can't see that color on the ghost itself. Anyway, cute little ghost. I got this Jason Voorhees flower pot with a fake flower in it. Is it considered a flower pot if it's a fake flower? That's sitting outside. I got other stuff. What was it? I got this nice framed, it's a picture of Annabelle, and then it has the sticker on the glass that says, warning, do not open, or do not touch under any circumstances, whatever it says. And then there's a tarot card of the devil, which was what really sold me on it. I'm not a huge fan of The Conjuring. I've never seen any of the Annabelle movies, and those in the know are aware that Annabelle does not actually look, the real Annabelle doesn't look like it's portrayed in the movies. It was a Raggedy Ann doll. But I thought that was pretty cool. I'm going to take that to work and hang it up. And what else? I'm going to grab my phone. Oh, a sun catcher in the shape of a bat. I picked up. That's hanging on the window. I took pictures of all these and posted them on social media. So I'm just going to look and see if I forgot anything. Oh, yes. Indeed, I did. A Bates Motel hand towel and a Bates Motel liquid soap dispenser. I thought those were kind of fun. Let's look at the Annabelle thing. Yes, warning, positively do not open, is what it says. Yeah, so I picked up all those at Spirit Halloween. And then I stopped at the Exchange, and I got a couple of Marvel Legends. They're little action figures. They're only about this big, and they're the classics. So I got a Captain America and the Falcon. Captain America has his shield. Falcon has Red Wing, the actual bird, not the mechanical bird from the movies. So I got those. And then there are the Tiny Toons, or Toonie Terrors. I'm sorry, the Toonie Terrors, which are somewhat sort of maybe animated looking versions, action figures of horror characters. And I got a Michael Myers and a Pinhead. And then I got 3 movies. Crazily enough, I've never owned a copy of Psycho. So I got the 60th anniversary of Psycho, which has the original theatrical cut or later theatrical cut, not sure which is also like what you would see on television, and then there's the original cut or unrated cut, something. 2 different versions of the movie, tons of special features. I got Werewolves Within, which is a great movie. I almost bought it when it first came out, but there's no special features on it. But I picked it up here. And then Witchboard, which is a classic. I don't know. I loved it back in the day. We'll see how it holds up. And it's another one with tons of special features on it. So I picked those up at the Exchange. And then I had ordered something from Walmart to take to work. And it's a box that had 4 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles action figures in it, and they are Monsters and Mutants is the series, I suppose. So we have, I don't know. The only turtle I know by sight is Raphael. I can never remember the rest of them. So whoever it is that has the purple mask and the bow staff is... Oh, it must be Donatello. I should pay attention because it says Frankendon. So it's Donatello as Frankenstein. Now, these aren't the fancy NECA figures that are like $35 a piece. These are more of the cartoony looking characters. So Frankendon, and my personal favorite, Vampire Raph. So Vampire Raphael, and he's got, and Frankendon, his bow staff is like a lightning rod. Vampire Raphael has a little bat that sits on him, and his sai is like a wooden stake. And then Leonardo Mummy, and he's got his sword looks like more Egyptian, and there's a snake wrapped around him. And then Michelangelo is a werewolf, and he's a teenage werewolf apparently because he's got the Letterman's jacket on, and his nunchucks are bones, and for some reason he comes with a slice of pizza. I don't know why he gets that extra thing, but yeah, so I had seen those online, decided to order them because I like to have toys at work, so I'm going to take them to work on Monday and set them up. So I think that's everything that I'm not going to show you. Very exciting for a video, but of course I picked up some books. Now I went to the comic book store, and I've been waiting for this puppy for quite some time. It's actually been on my Amazon wish list, but I prefer to support my local comic shop, so I waited the extra few weeks and picked it up there. And this is Howard Chaykin's Black Kiss Omnibus, a nice heavy hardcover, and this is a very adult comic book. It's in black and white, and I'm a huge fan of Howard Chaykin. I love his artwork and his writing. I have a bunch of collections of his stuff, the Time Squared Omnibus, and 2 volumes that I believe are the complete American Flag, a bunch of his Marvel stuff, some DC stuff. But anyway, this one is down on his luck, jazz musician Cass Pollock plummets into an unrelenting nightmare of sex and death, lost in the seedy underbelly of Los Angeles, where life is cheap and every shadow hides a fearsome secret. And that's just the beginning. So this has Black Kiss from 1988, the 2012 sequel Black Kiss 2, plus the Black Kiss Triple Xmas Special, and then just for this volume, the all-new 28-page Black Kiss Halloween, and throw in a look back at Chaykin's personal history with the project's long trail of sensationalism and censorship, plus a large assortment of extras from the 1980s to today. This 400-page collection is the definitive shelf filler. Yes, so I was very excited to finally pick this up. I actually read the first issue yesterday. As soon as I got it, jumped in and read the first issue. And then something I didn't even know about that I spotted at the comic book store, and I thought maybe it was a manga or something, but it turns out it is a novelization, and that is Godzilla -1 by Takashi Yamazaki, who is, it says, penned by the film's Academy Award-winning director. So I own the movie on Blu-ray, haven't not watched it yet. But love novelizations, and we're going to get to that, more about novelizations shortly. But I was very excited to find this. So I have the novelization of the first 2 ever Godzilla movies, and now I have the novelization of one of the most recent ones, the Japanese ones. The Japanese, yeah, that's the proper way to say it. All right, so then I ordered with Fathom Press and got 2 of the Savage Harvest books that I did not have. I think these are the only ones that are out so far. I think there's a couple more coming. But we got Return of the Living Dead by John Russo, which is not a novelization of the movie Return of the Living Dead. John Russo, co-writer, I believe, of Night of the Living Dead with George Romero. And this was Russo's pseudo-sequel to that movie. And I like on the back cover copy, they take a little jab at the movie Return of the Living Dead. The very first thing it says is, "It sure ain't party time." So people who are familiar with the movie Return of the Living Dead will understand what that's all about. And I love that cover. And this was the very first of these Savage Harvest books from Fathom Press. And then the most recent is The Wilds by Julia Tools. Not sure how you pronounce that. Man against nature kind of thing. Out here, nature isn't the only thing that can kill you. So I don't know. It's about some survivalists, some folks going on a survivalist weekend. I really don't know anything about this, but I'm a completist. I'm going to buy all of the Savage Harvest stuff, and I dig that cover as well. Then we've got some stuff from Amazon. And so the latest from Judith Sonnet, The Vanishing Barker. I had no idea what this was about. It's a Judith Sonnet book, so you know I'm going to buy it. Huge fan of Judith Sonnet. And she has moved on from writing extreme horror to trying out different things. And so we'll see exactly what's going on with this book. I have read the back cover copy once it arrived, but I did not need to know anything about it, just that it was out and I could get it. And then This came as a shock. I didn't know about this until it was released, and we're back to novelizations, but not the stuff I want to talk about novelizations. Uh, that's coming up. But this is The Toxic Avenger, the official novelization of the remake of the brand new movie. And this is by Adam Seizure. So I love the original. Have not seen the remake yet. I do want to see it. I've heard mixed things. I've heard some very, very good reviews, but I've heard some less than stellar reviews. And apparently, the filmmakers are donating like a shit ton of money to paying off people's medical bills, something like that. I don't remember exactly what it is. I think that's what it is, but so that's cool. But the Toxic Avenger novelization. And then finally, this huge beast of a book. I did not expect this book to be so big. It's about the same size, it seems, just from eyeballing it. It's about the same size as the anthology, The End of the World as We Know It, New Tales from Stephen King's The Stand. So this is huge. It's heavy. This is He Who Types Between the Rows 3 Requiem by Mark Cyber. So Mark Cyber has, and this is from Cemetery Dance. But what his blog was, the drive-in, something drive-in. Holy cow, that table of contents is long. But anyway, it's just talking about all things horror, mainly books or movies. I've read the first two, and I know he talks about books, movies, music. Again, anything, pretty much anything related to horror. And look at how big this one is. I'm very excited to dive into this one because I enjoyed the first two very much, even though I think occasionally, I mentioned this when I reviewed the second book, I think that Mark Cyber occasionally slips into old man syndrome, and sort of rants about the state of the world today, which, okay, to be fair, in certain aspects, the state of the world today is terrible, but he longs for the horror of yesteryear, and but I wouldn't expect, anytime reading nonfiction, I wouldn't expect to agree 100% with everything I'm reading. But it's still well written and very entertaining, the first two anyway. So there we go, that huge honking book. And that is everything I can think of that I picked up this week. I did buy Reese's peanut butter Oreos. I've wanted to try those. When peanut butter Oreos first came out, of course I tried those. I'm always trying new flavors, and wasn't thrilled. They were fine, but I'm a huge fan of Reese's peanut butter candies. Most of the candy they put out, so I want to see if these are different than the regular peanut butter Oreos. They're over there with the rest of my snacks. Just thought I'd share that. And that's it. Nothing else. I didn't watch anything really. Just worked and read. And then, again, you can tell it's payday. Oh, but novelizations. That's what I wanted to talk about. See, I almost forgot. I teased it twice, and I almost forgot about it. So novelizations have been booming of late. I don't know if Encyclopocalypse Publications had a hand in that. They've been, for years now, reprinting old novelizations, but putting out tons of new novelizations. There's a couple that I absolutely need to pick up. sometime soon. And then a lot of big movies have been getting novelizations from bigger publishers. The three, is it Adam Green? Halloween movies all got novelizations. I know a lot of all the legendary Godzilla and Kong movies are getting novelizations, but a lot of other stuff getting novelizations as well. Obviously, Godzilla -1 and The Toxic Avenger. And I had heard about a book some time ago, and it's been on my Amazon wish list for ever since I first heard about it. But I found out just the other day that the people who are going to publish that book, it's not out yet, have been doing novelizations and have some amazing novelizations coming out. Now here's the first problem. I don't remember who the publisher is, but you know what? I should be able to look it up as I'm talking to you because I bookmarked it. So I have to wait. I have a long bookmark list. Echo On Publications. So that's the place. If you go to echohorror.com, and I did not know about this. Already available. They have some books, but some original stuff. But Session 9 novelization, The First Power, the Maniac Cop trilogy, which you can get just as one book with all three novelizations, or you can get all three separately. But let's go here. I mean, as long as I'm on the site, I might as well just go to here. So, the book I had heard about was In the Mouth of Madness by Sutter Kane. The cover, I believe, is straight from the movie In the Mouth of Madness. I think it's one of the book covers that we see. And so that I had heard about that some time ago. I'm incredibly excited about that. I love the movie, and I know a lot of authors that have thrown their hat into the ring. They're like, I will write these Sutter Kane books. Now, I believe this is, even though it says Sutter Kane, it's straight up a novelization of the movie. But other stuff that they have coming out, and I am so excited. Some of my favorite movies from when I was younger. The Gate, classic movie. A movie that I've barely seen. I can't even say that I've seen the entire thing start to finish, but Dee Snider's Strangeland. Then Night of the Comet. Love, love, love that movie. Beneath Perfection, which is a novelization of Tremors. And I think Beneath Perfection was the original title, the working title. So I think it's interesting that they went with Beneath Perfection versus Tremors for the title of the book. Then we have Doghouse, which I have never seen. I believe it's a zombie movie where all men become zombies. And then I just found out about some of these today. The Monster Squad, Waxwork. Let's see what else. Wrong Turn, Fido. I've seen Fido. I've seen Waxwork and Monster Squad and Wrong Turn. Nightwish and Witchboard. Which I had seen that Witchboard was going to be a novelization. And then when I saw the movie at the Exchange, I was like, well, I might as well grab that. But, man, some amazing novelizations coming out. And they all, or at least so many of them, seem to be from Christian Francis. I see his name all over these things. So, yeah, if you're a fan of novelizations, this is a wonderful time to be alive, and it's great, in my opinion, to see not just new stuff getting novelizations, but all of these old movies getting new novelizations. How many times can I say that word? But I am very excited. I'm going to be ordering all 3 Maniac Cop books, and I'm going to order all 3 separately. It'll cost me a little more, but I'd rather have them separately than in the omnibus. And the First Power I will get, and probably Session 9. I've never seen the movie. I know it's very popular, but I'll probably get that one. And then once those others start coming out, I'll be going nuts. I'll have to work a ton of overtime for my novelization obsession. So, I think that is everything. Usual question, when I have all this stuff to show, does any of this catch your eye? Are you interested in any of this? Have you read any of this? I think most of it's probably too new for anyone to have read yet. Are you a fan of Spirit Halloween? Are you a fan of Halloween? I assume the horror fans out there probably are. Some people might say it's gotten too commercial. But do you shop at Spirit Halloween? Do you decorate for Halloween? Let me know your Halloween traditions. And anything else you might want to talk about. Wrap up your week for me in the comments below. And if you have any questions, comments, or corrections, please put those in the comments below. Comments are open for spoilers. Just post a spoiler warning. We try to be polite here on my channel. Please like, share, and subscribe. All the usual YouTube stuff. If you care to follow me on other social media, I'll have links for my Instagram and Blue Sky in the description below. And that's all I've got for you this time. So until next time, read more books.